it's a profile, right? You're supposed to be a little bit out there and be able to sell yourself. That sounds horrible, but you know what I'm saying? Like present yourself sounds better.
Hey everyone, my name's David. I'm a fourth year marketing student here at Western, and I'm also in international business.
Hello, I am Ed Love. I am the chair of the marketing program, and I have been at Western for 18 years.
Hi, my name is Isabelle Cherry. I'm a fourth year marketing student at Western with a minor in Spanish and Comm.
My name is Ellie Winkley, and I'm a fourth year marketing student, and I also have a minor in communications.
Hi, my name is Max Barahona. I'm a visiting professor, the marketing department, and I've been on and off here a few years, but now I'm teaching in the marketing department a few classes.
Hi, I'm Darin Loui. I'm a fourth year marketing major with a minor in business analytics.
I would say yes. I mean, there's definitely opportunities to do so. There's the marketing career launch. Also, the case competition were really great times for networking. I think that it'd be great if there were more opportunities as well. Maybe things that aren't as far away as like the career launch or as, dedicated as the case competition.
I would say too with like SMA brings people in to host speakers to like get information and just talk to people about stuff. I think is a really good opportunity to network.
Honestly, I think we have smaller classes, which gives you a really nice opportunity to get to know your classmates, get to know your professors, and it's a really great way to build friendships and relationships.
Networking is the best way to get a job. Most great jobs are gotten because of the network you develop. And so with that in mind, we've developed a lot of networking opportunities within the program. We have at least one major event every quarter. Some quarters we have two. So, we start off the year with the Marketing Advisory Board reception and panel discussion. We follow that with the Marketing Career Launch event, and then that evening the Marketing Holiday Mixer, which usually brings in somewhere between 70 and 100 of our alumni who are very excited to talk to our students. And then in the winter quarter we have the case competition, which has networking time built into it with about 20 to 30 judges. And then in the spring we have our visit to T-Mobile Field to meet the Mariners marketing team. So we're actually scheduling that right now.
Yeah, I do think that networking, it works really well here. I have been attending a few conferences or some opportunities for actually students meeting with real companies and people from outside this campus. And the university now with the department does a really good job bringing in to campus actually the outside world, let's say. So I have seen that, I have experienced it, and like my colleague was saying, my chair, it's true, that's the best way to do it if you want to get a job. Normally best jobs, I agree with you, happen because you did that work, that is important. It's like getting to know people, meeting people.
Yeah. We have a very engaged and enthusiastic alumni base. We have over 1,500 alumni in our LinkedIn alumni group, and they're eager and happy to connect with students. So there are mentoring opportunities, and there's a real good chance that if there's a company that you're interested in the Seattle area, we have someone who might be able to talk to you about that company.
I definitely think so. I think before you start the pre-major process as well, just getting an understanding of what even entails with marketing would be really helpful to first year and second year students.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was pretty on the fence about joining the program when I first started, and I started pretty late.
So you were maybe missing that, you felt that it would be good, beneficial to you, yeah. Because I teach internationally, so here's the thing, it is true, one of the strengths of the American system is that you don't know what you necessarily need to know what you want to do, so you have the opportunity to explore, and then you discover something that you like, which is not everywhere like this, and so it makes sense that we should have probably an intro to marketing. Then people can fall in love with that thing.
I feel like people don't even notice the intro class we have, even if they are like maybe in the business department, they don't notice necessarily that the principles of marketing class is a little bit like an intro in a sense. So don't really pick up on it until you realize like you've taken kind of an intro class.
So the name is important, I guess. Principles
Yeah.
of sounds like you already know what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
Yeah. I think it definitely would have been like really helpful for like being like a younger student, not really sure like where you want to go. So having like just those like topics and just kind of like a light introduction, because principles, yeah, it does sound like you have to know what you're saying.
I'm
like,
already
yeah,
learning.
Yeah.
exactly. Or like I think it's a lot of times it's, you know, for other majors they might just be like checking a box on degree works, but they're just not really sure what it is. So being able to like get maybe like a 3 credit, just kind of like a little bit simpler, just to like kind of appeal like, hey, you know, maybe try this and it will hit for like a communication credit or something. I don't know if we can obviously do that, but like having it be like a little bit more enticing so that we can get students to come in and see what we do,
Yeah.
I think would be really awesome.
Like a 101.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, literally marketing 101 type beat.
I mean, I also think that principles is taken by a lot of people who are in the business program, but they've already picked out another major and they're just taking it as their requirement for their degree. So it could definitely be a missed opportunity if these people had taken a class a year or two before. They might have seen, hey, maybe this might be better to do instead of going through a different program and feeling like you have gone too far and you can't really switch.
I feel like there's also like that feeling of, at least from like the student perspective of like, I want to do this track, but am I even doing the right thing? Do I like this thing? And not really sure until you're already kind of like down a lot further. So having that be a little bit of a lighter pathway intro.
Yeah, to add on to David, I actually took principles of marketing when I was thinking about going into an economics major, but I switched over after that.
I think it's a good idea, and I think something else that I would love to see more of our first and second year students do is check out SMA. You know, it's a great way to sort of learn about the program and the student experience and to sort of get a sense of what the field of marketing could be about. So it may not take the place of an intro marketing class, but it's something that you can do right away.
Dan Purdy's Canvas module.
Yeah, I think honestly like 381, 382 I know are requirements, but taking advantage of those, and then I think the classes we offer are extremely helpful, especially like with IMC, and then like hearing on into applied IMC. I feel like I've gained so much of my marketing knowledge specifically from those classes, and just like the application of like doing real world experiences and like creating content and like planning things. Like so much of what I know is because of, I think, those classes.
I think also like the professors as well, like finding some professors like office hours or things like that and being able to go and talk to them. It's really hard to like, I mean, it's the opposite of difficult to get a marketing professor to talk about marketing. They're always down to chat about it, and like I think that's the same with like the student community as well, of being able to like just find a marketing student, find a marketing professor, ask them any question, sit down, get ready for a longer discussion than you might think, but they're ready to talk about what they enjoy about marketing. If you have any like questions or anything like that, there's a lot to learn. So I think our people are our strongest resource in the marketing program for sure.
Yeah, I think, in addition to the Student Marketing Association, which I think is a great resource for everyone, I agree that the faculty are really invested in the success of the students and are eager to help. So in terms of career advice, in terms of just understanding, what the field is and what the different roles are, we've got a lot of really deep expertise in a lot of different areas, and yeah, we love to talk to the students.
Something, because I taught in different departments at Western, and it is true, the students definitely, I don't know, it's a certain profile, but you guys are very motivated and kind of like do it kind of attitude, which I enjoy. So some things that even personally, but also I know that other colleagues are doing and students are taking advantage of, is like visiting places. I took some of my students to an Amazon place, and I know there are other professors doing that, like visiting companies, talking to people out there. And but that wouldn't be possible with students. They don't want to do it. And again, I think that they're really motivated to, and I think that you mentioned it, like seeing the real world, talking to, that's something that is good. It's an enhanced learning experience, actually.
It's just about getting people to buy stuff.
Yeah.
I was thinking that.
Yeah, exactly. That is, I explained it to someone really quickly, work at the VU Cafe, and I was like, let me tell you about the funnel real quick. And it's all about value creation, like start spinning on it. But like, I think that is like the hardest part of that. It's not just like a chatty car salesman, like we're gonna get you to buy stuff, evil kind of thing like that. It's more about seeing what people value and how to create value, I think is like a really, actually the core of marketing. And it's really about people. But I think a lot of people get it mixed with like shady sales tactics or something like that.
I think a lot of people also think that people in the marketing program, they're only just going to go into like social media manager careers after they graduate. But marketing is really great because I feel like it's a mixture of creativity and being analytical, which is really great if you love both of them, or even if you just want to go into a more creative or analytical role.
Yeah. I feel like the depths of the roles like is such a misconception. Like I didn't really realize, I think until more recently, how many different positions I could go to like post grad. So I think it's just like not really knowing exactly like what there is and just thinking like, oh, I'm just gonna be like a salesperson, or I'm just gonna work in like advertising, and like there are so many different things that you could do besides that.
Is that why we need the 101? Because it's true, like to dispel some misconceptions, clarify. It is true that what you said first, I mean, I think everybody was thinking that, everybody's thinking that, but they're like selling stuff, but it's much more than that. So that's how I envision the 101 idea of like, you know, there's so much more, and it is true, like a mix of communications and creativity and critical thinking, and I mean, environmental stuff, depends what you're talking about. I mean, so many different disciplines that's what I like actually about teaching business and marketing, that I get to do a lot of different things like you guys are saying.
Yeah, our program in particular has a strong emphasis on sustainability, consumer well-being, and so I think that marketing does often get a bad rap as being mainly about like manipulation or advertising or sales, and you know, in order to be successful even in those disciplines like sales or advertising, you really have to start from a place where you understand the goals of the customer that you're trying to build a relationship with. And I think the other point that I really liked that you made was marketing has become a very data-driven field, which is why I love that business analytics is an additional major that some of our students go into, and it's a reason why we have marketing analytics as a class, because marketing has become very data-driven.
There is such a wide range of ways you can take your career, and I think the easiest way to see that is to just look at the roles the alumni are holding right now, and you can just see that right off the bat. I know there's like some alumni in UX UI, some are in marketing research and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like I learned from one of our alumni, Nicole, that she's an account manager, and I had a 30-minute Zoom call with her after the career launch, and we were able to find each other on LinkedIn, and we had this like 30-minute call just talking about like what it means to be an account manager. I'm like, wait, that sounds like exactly like what I want to do, being like kind of like the through line for all these different departments and being able to like kind of translate different departments and how they see things. I think that was really awesome, and that we have these strong alumni connections where she was like, yeah, I'm down to chat for 30 minutes to talk about, what I do, and being like, oh, wow, that's actually a really awesome career path.
There are a couple of ways to look at how the marketing program at Western distinguishes itself. And I think first, as compared to marketing programs at other universities in the Northwest, and there are some great ones. I know this, I mean, it's a great community. I know these people well, but I think it's the involvement of our faculty in the success of our students. That we're truly invested in student well-being, student learning, student outcomes. At the same time, we're also very passionate about our research. And so you're taking classes from people who are experts in their field, they're creating new knowledge, and they're also investing their time in you. And I think that's a very special combination. And I don't know of any other school that offers it as well as we do. The other piece of that, though, is why choose marketing over so many other great programs that exist at Western? And there are a lot of great programs at Western. But I'll say, if you're someone who is interested in economics, for example, marketing can give you something that is more grounded in actual human behavior rather than in how people should behave. So we're more interested in how people actually behave. That said, we have our economics program is terrific. If you're interested in psychology, marketing offers you a very applied perspective on psychology, consumer psychology. And when we talk about consumers, we're really just talking about humans. Studying psychology from the perspective of marketing, consumer psychology, gives you an opportunity to apply that in some very interesting ways and in some very interesting professional roles. We also give you more depth into the decision-making process than you might find in a communications program or a PR program.
I've joked with people, it's kind of like 10 majors in a trench coat kind of feeling, where it's like you can find a path with any which way that you go. You can have a more focus as you go on into your career path, but you get such a holistic view of so many different aspects that even if you're just taking a few marketing classes, not specifically going into the program, but just kind of trying things out, I think it's really good to have just as a consumer, which we all are in some way or another. So even just having that background, but as Ed said was saying, the faculty are so passionate and caring about our success, which I think is really amazing. And I transferred from another university because I was not feeling supportive, so being here at Western was definitely the best decision of my life, was coming to Western, especially the marketing program. That sounds hyperbolic, and we're in a video and we're trying to talk to everyone, but it's truly how I feel. And also the student community, I think, is also a really strong part of the marketing program, that we're always here to support each other and reach out and learn from each other. So I think that that's also something that if you really are into creating connections with people and learning from people, and not as hierarchical as some other majors. I'm not to shade on any other majors or anything like that, but I feel that marketing is very much an open conversation rather than I'm up here, I know these things, you will learn from me. We'll learn together and figure things out.
Can I just add one more thing I want to add off of that? I think these are some great points. Is our marketing program has a very strong sense of community, and I see this amongst the students. I see them supporting each other. And that's a part of our culture that we try to reinforce in our classes. Our mission is built around inclusive excellence in marketing education. So whenever I see a student marketing association event, whenever I see students working together, studying together, that's very encouraging to me, because they're getting the message that we want them to be there to support each other and to be part of our WW marketing community. And that continues after they graduate.
I feel it even continues outside of the school aspect. Some of us have already been hanging out with each other just outside of our class. We've all become friends because of this program and have started hanging out just outside of it, outside of marketing. And I think it's just a really great experience to see and just feel and have a community that was built just from attending our classes and going to school.
So I know, kind of what you were saying, this is going to sound this is an infomercial on my part, but it is true, seriously, because like I said, I taught in different departments here over the years. Definitely the students, and I've been saying this to people are, not necessarily here, my colleagues, but people are, my friends and so on. The students it makes sense, it's a certain profile, right? Everybody has an ethos, right? You go to another department, environmental sciences has an ethos, and I guess that we do in the marketing department, in the business school. I definitely have seen that. I'm happily surprised, I guess I can say, that I was not expecting that necessarily like this. But they're very invested. There's Mar. You're right too, actually, all of you, there's this sense of people hang out with, I guess that you have to, again, it's a profile, right? You're supposed to be a little bit out there and be able to sell yourself. That sounds horrible, but present yourself sounds better. That's definitely true. Something I personally have enjoyed a lot, also very unique in my experience everywhere, is that, and this is true, so I know everybody in the building. Like I don't know who I'm working for. Like I'm actually there's like people in supply chain, management, marketing, of course. But it's just fascinating, and I haven't necessarily experienced that the same way everywhere, and I'm enjoying that very much. So the students are, yeah, they're fun. Like some there behind the camera too, but yeah, I really mean it. It's it makes my job much easier. That's the truth too. Really, it's I'm enjoying it.
Yay, marketing! Yay!
Become a marketing major.
Call 1-800.
We really do love our students and the culture and everything that they bring to the classes. And beyond the classes, it's very motivating for us to keep making the program better.
Hey divas! Marketing Debunked. Hey Marketing Debunked watchers.
Make sure to smash that like button.
Subscribe.